giant as it is only 18 foot 2 inches. And a lot of this vlog, believe it or not, is going to start with Teddy Roosevelt. Look who came, whoa, sometimes even 40 and 50 foot field measurements. But the truth is, why didn't anyone claim the $50,000 prize? Oh my God, this is awesome. I tell you what, let's see what we got here. And guess what, guys? I'd like to get it done before winter because it's going to be cold and it's not going to be good. If you can bring me a 30-foot snake, plus I will give you $50,000. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the vlog. Today's vlog is going to be about giant snakes, and Daisy is certainly a giant snake, an absolutely amazing albino reticulated python. And trust me, she is a handful to hold, and she is absolutely incredible. But the strange thing is that this snake, as giant as it is only 18 foot 2 inches. And a lot of this vlog, believe it or not, is going to start with Teddy Roosevelt. Did you guys know that Teddy Roosevelt literally in the early 20th century wanted a pet snake, but just not any pet snake. He wanted a 30+ foot pet snake, and he was willing to pay $1,000, which was twice the price for a Model T car at the time for this 30-foot snake. You know, Sunrise, the Burmese Python, is a big snake. She's going to get much larger, to be totally honest with you, but of course she's a Burmese Python. Burmese Pythons are certainly one of the giant snakes, there's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, in Gurnee Mills, Illinois, there was a snake called Baby that was a Burmese Python. Reportedly was 27 foot. Everyone that came to see it, right on the cage it said 27-foot Burmese Python. Well, when Baby died, they actually measured it and it was 17 foot. It had lost 10 foot of length from the time it was alive to the time it was dead. My point is, sometimes snakes get over-exaggerated a little bit. So the truth is that Theodore Roosevelt wanted this 30+ foot snake, and throughout his whole life he was offering $1,000, and unfortunately no one in the entire world was able to come up with that 30-foot snake. And when Theodore Roosevelt died, still no one had claimed that $1,000 prize. Over the course of the next couple decades, that prize went from $1,000 to $5,000, even up to $15,000. Still, no one claimed the prize. Look who came, whoa! Look who came out of her shed. She has a little bit of an attitude. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what exactly to think about this. She was really good there when we got her, and I think maybe she just kind of got woke up a little bit. We'll see what's going on, but that was definitely a close call right there. Okay, girl, we're all right. We're friends, right? Of course, my Green Anaconda, and like I said, I'm hoping that she's just kind of got woke up after her shed. She's got a little bit of stuck shed, so we're gonna go ahead and soak her. We're gonna build a larger basin in here so she can really get a lot of water. My friends over at Universal Rock are gonna build something for me. It's gonna be really good, but we're gonna soak her up. I'm sure she's gonna love that, and hopefully she gets into a little bit better mood. Now, we did have a poll on the name, right, guys? And we had a lot of people, like 27,000 people voted. And believe it or not, I've got to go with what you guys tell me the poll was. And my new girl's name is Ivy. That's right. Overwhelmingly, like 59% or something like that, 58, 59%, said that they wanted Ivy for the name for my girl. And again, she took a little pop at me earlier, which is really unusual because she's been super tame. I think it's just a matter that she's just trying to get settled into her new environment, and she's gonna be fine. We're gonna handle her a bunch. She'll get some confidence, and she'll get kind of to the point where she gains her trust in us, and we'll be completely fine. I think she's gonna be amazing, but like I've been saying, we're gonna keep her for at least a month or 6 weeks before we let anyone else handle her, because we want to really get to know the animal. And as you can see, as she's getting out, she's getting more used to things, she's getting much better, and she's amazing. But I tell you what, she looks beautiful out of shed. Just look at the color of that animal. So I'm going to go ahead and just let her go right in this water, which I know she'll love. We'll be able to get this last bit of shed off of her, which is coming up, and she's going to look absolutely gorgeous. But hey girl, what are you doing, sweetheart? You're okay. Let's go in the water. They love water, and again, when we have a really big water basin in there, she's going to absolutely love it. But look at how gorgeous she looks. Oh my gosh. Come on girl, stay in there, sweetheart. There you go. And I think she's kind of mellowed out now. Again, she just kind of got woke up on the wrong side of the cage this morning. Now she just needs a little bit of soak time, and she is going to look even more beautiful when she comes out of that last little bit of shed. I love my Anaconda. I'm so excited about this girl. And again, the more we work with her, the better she's going to get. Certainly green anacondas are amazing giant snakes, and oftentimes people attribute them to the giantest snake on the planet. And don't get me wrong, they are probably the most heavy body snake. Take Verde for instance. She's only a year old, but she's gonna one day, if she reaches her full potential, be maybe 300 pounds, which is amazing. So if you are trudging through the Amazon and you saw a 300-pound anaconda, I can understand how someone would think like that's a 40 or 50 foot snake. And there's been reports of big anacondas since the early 20th century, sometimes even 40 and 50 foot field measurements. But the truth is that there's never been an actual anaconda that's been measured much over 16 foot. So they don't really even get as large as a reticulated python or a Burmese python. They're a smaller animal that is really heavy and very dense and heavy in muscle. That's why they're the largest body snake and certainly one of the heaviest snakes on the planet. Now that $15,000 reward actually ballooned to $50,000 in 1980. The New York Zoological Society basically offered a $50,000 reward, basically still the Teddy Roosevelt Award for a snake over 30 foot. That's right, 1980, $50,000 for a 30-foot snake. And like I mentioned earlier in the vlog, reticulated pythons are certainly the longest snake on the planet. They get absolutely mammoth when it comes to size as well as girth. I mean, Perdita is one day going to be a really big girl. Of course, because of her locality, she won't get quite as big as, say, Lucy, a mainland. But regardless, the Pittsburgh Zoo in the 80s, after the $50,000 reward was being offered, was offered a 28-foot reticulated python that was going to be imported from Indonesia. When it arrived in Pittsburgh, it measured that 21 foot. Its name was Colossus because it was an absolutely massive snake, and it lived there for a while, and it really peaked out at about 24 to 25 foot, a little bit shy of 30 foot. Got a tour in the house. How are you guys? It's great to meet you. Where are you guys from?
From Utah.
Utah? We were just in Utah just a few weeks ago. That's crazy. It's awesome. Well, welcome. Let's jump in and have a good time. Love the shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go. So guys, I've got to ask you, can there be a snake over 30 foot? I mean, there's been some giant snakes. Fluffy at the Columbus Zoo, that was Bob Clark's animal. Twinkie, which was Jay Brewer's over at Prehistoric Pets. I mean, these snakes literally were close to 25 plus foot long, which is a mammoth, absolutely incredibly large snake. But the fact is, can you go from 25 foot to 30 foot? And why didn't anyone claim the $50,000 prize? And like I mentioned, it is difficult to really understand the size of a snake, right? I mean, look at Honey here. She is literally just a small pastel pie ball python. And people might think that she's not that big, but she's actually about 2 foot. My point is that it's hard to gauge. At this size, it actually looks smaller, but when it gets to adult size, it actually sometimes can be bigger. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come into the reptarium and tell me, my uncle had a 10-foot ball python. Well, we all know that there are very few cases of ball pythons even getting to 5 foot, let alone 6 foot. I think the largest ball python ever was just over 6 foot. So obviously 10 foot is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I understand it. I don't think people are lying, and I don't even think the people that have said they've seen a 40-foot snake in the wild are lying. I think that it's just hard to judge. When you see a 25-foot snake, you're probably going to think it's 50 foot because it's absolutely huge. It's kind of like fishers. But the fact is that it is very difficult to actually judge a snake. And of course, ball pythons don't get 10 foot, but for those of you that have been watching the vlog, or those of you that are new to the vlog, I oftentimes love to cut ball python eggs when they're due to hatch, and I've got a pretty cool clutch we can cut right now. For those of you guys that love egg cutting, we've got a clutch that we're going to cut really quick. This is a lesser female bred to a pastel crystal, so theoretically we could get blue-eyed leucistic, we could get lesser specials, we could get a whole host of things. Regardless, let's just jump in and see what we've got here. Should be a pretty cool clutch. Let's see what our first egg is here, and weirdly enough, we've just got a pastel crystal. Now, because a crystal is allelic, means everything is going to be either special, which is like the het crystal, or Mojave, which is the other gene that actually goes in. So we know if it's a pastel, it has to either be a pastel Mojave or a pastel special. In this case, pastel special. Moving on, and I would assume that that's kind of like the lowest animal we could get in the clutch, to be totally honest. It's a pastel lesser. Now, okay, so right off the rip, we now have a little blue-eyed Lucy here, which again, that would be the Mojave gene and the lesser gene mixing together. So a blue-eyed Lucy. We could also get another whitish snake that would be a lesser special. I know I'm talking circles around you guys. I hope you're following along. Regardless, they're going to be some badass snakes. Let's just put it that way, okay, guys? So let's see what we have here. Oh, you know when I said that the pastel special is probably the last thing we can... Actually, this is just a normal special, so it doesn't even have the pastel in it, which is fine. Moving on to the next egg. And again, we could get a normal Mojave in here too, to be totally honest with you. But next egg, another Blue-Eyed Lucy. And it doesn't look like there's any pattern. If there's a little bit of pattern on it, that would actually be a lesser special. If it's all white, it would be a lesser Mojave or a Blue-Eyed Leucistic. So we've got two Blue-Eyed Leucistics, which I love producing Blue-Eyed Leucistics because they're so popular. People love these to death. And oh, guess what? We have another Blue-Eyed Leucistic, so that's absolutely incredible. So far, we've gotten 3 Blue-Eyed Leucistics. I couldn't be more happy about that, that's for sure. That is super cool. Let's see what we have. It looks like another white snake in this one, too. Yep, another Leucistic. So we haven't had any lesser specials yet, just Blue-Eyed Leucistics, which is awesome. 4 out of 6 eggs were Blue-Eyed Leucistics. Last egg, oh my God, this is awesome. I tell you what, let's see what we got here. And guess what, guys? Another Blue-Eyed Leucistic. So we got 5 Blue-Eyed Leucistics out of 7 eggs. That is awesome. I tell you what, that is a great ratio there. Go ahead and see what my girl is doing in here. Should be able to get all that beautiful shed off. No problem. That's good, girl. Oh, you look so good. Look at her. I'm just going to go ahead and just, again, just help her kind of get that shed off. She wants to keep in the water because she loves water, that's for sure. That's why I can't wait till we get that big water basin for her, because she is going to absolutely love it to death. Look at this beautiful snake right here. Wow. Just got this little bit of shed right here. We're just going to help her. She is so beautiful. I tell you what, guys, I mean, she's even more beautiful than I expected her. I mean, just look at the color on that animal right there. Wow. What a gorgeous snake. I love it, man. I tell you what, that snake is amazing. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get her back in here, get this last little bit of shed off, and then we're good to go. I tell you what, all my life I've wanted a big green anaconda, and I realize she's gonna get much larger, but just having a girl like this, and now that she's shed and looks so beautiful, I can't tell you how excited I am. I mean, this is definitely a dream come true to have this animal. Again, once we get this big water basin, she's gonna be even more happy. We're gonna continue to handle her, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to have other people come here and handle a big green anaconda. How awesome will that be? Back to reticulated pythons and my beautiful guy, Night Fury here, which of course is a golden child motley reticulated python. Now again, he's going to get really large. Now the Bronx Zoo, which is sanctioned by the New York Zoological Society, actually was going to acquire a 28-foot reticulated python, and when it showed up, sure enough, it was 21 foot in length, and it was named Samantha. Now in their care, it actually got to 26 foot, believe it or not. That is a giant snake, and by the way, it is the largest snake that was measured in captivity, so we know it was 26 foot, so it wasn't a field measurement, the largest snake ever. When Samantha perished, the New York Zoological Society decided to suspend the $50,000 reward and stop the contest that Teddy Roosevelt started back in the early 1900s. But I'm here to tell you, guess what? That's right, me, Brian Barczyk, right here is saying, if you can bring me a 30-foot snake plus, I will give you $50,000. So I am reinstating the Teddy Roosevelt wish, which is, can we find a 30-foot snake? Now guys, I don't want you to overfeed your snake. I do not want to ever put these snakes in harm. But if someone knows a 30-foot snake or gets a 30-foot snake from the wild and can prove it and I can actually have it in my possession, I will give you $50,000. That's right, because I really wonder if it's a possibility. Me personally, I don't know that there's ever going to be a 30-foot snake, but if it's out there, why not reinstate Teddy Roosevelt's wishes? Let me make this perfectly clear. I do not want anyone to take a 24-foot snake and overfeed it to try to get it to 30 foot so that they can claim a $50,000 prize. I'm wondering, is there a naturally occurring snake that gets 30 foot? Do you have a snake that is just kind of one of those naturally huge snakes, or is there one in the wild that could potentially get to 30 foot? I do not want, and I will not support anyone that is going to overfeed their animal to try to claim this prize. I'm anxious. It's been almost 100 years and it's not claimed. Now it's reinstated. Let's see what happens. Speaking of giant animals, I want to put a giant mural on this wall right here so people can come and take pictures of it. If you're a super artistic person and think you can paint a giant mural of a cool animal on this wall, make sure to hit me up. I'll put a link in the description to my email address. Send me your kind of information. If you want to come out and make this mural, I'd like to get it done before winter because it's going to be cold and it's not going to be good, but let me know. Link in the description. Today, I reinstated a reward for a 30-foot snake that was around in the 1980s. So I reinstated Teddy Roosevelt's award for a 30-foot snake $50,000. So if someone comes up with a 30-foot snake, Teddy Roosevelt started it in the early 1900s. Okay. $50,000 I'm going to pay them for a 30.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
No, you're not.
No, I'm going to.
No, you're not.
No. I reinstated it today on the vlog. If someone comes in with a 30-foot snake, I'm offering them $50,000 reward.
Well, good luck, because I guess it won't happen anyways, because it won't be that big. But if you do happen to do it, I'm so sorry, because that's not going to happen.
So that's it, down in the description, $50,000 reward if you come up with a 30-foot snake. So here's the deal, guys. Basically, if you think you have a 30-foot snake, or you know a 30-foot snake, or you think you found a 30-foot snake that is not overfed, again, I cannot stress that enough. I do not want people abusing their animals to try to win. If there is an animal that is just a mutant that turns out to be 30-foot, I will put the link in the description for my email address. Reach out to us. We will literally come to the place if it's in the States and measure the animal. If it's somewhere out of the States, we need it to be shipped in. Of course, you can't ship in Burmese or reticulated pythons, but we might be able to get around it with some zoo permits, so we might be able to work with some zoo animals if we find something abroad. So go ahead and email. We'll do the best we can possibly do. And hey, if it turns out that it's over in Indonesia and we have to fly over there, I'm not opposed to that either. Again, email in the description. I hope someone actually does claim this prize, because for 100 years no one did. Regardless, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see some more giant snake videos, here's a video of me with giant snakes and an entire playlist with giant snakes. Over here you can subscribe and turn those post notifications on. Remember to have a wonderful day and be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you guys tomorrow.